Hello and namaste, everyone. Your regular host Ganesh is back again with another episode. We have been going live in social medias and bringing the representatives from different universities and giving you an insight of the overall admission process, the entry requirements, and scholarship, and overall whatever questions you might have in your mind. We are just trying to answer it via a live session. So it's our pleasure. Unilateral has a pleasure. We it's our pleasure to bring Joe Agar from Montford University, who is a country manager for Nepal. So today, if you have any questions related to student visa in the UK, you can just drop it in your comment section, and then we'll be taking that question from board. For now, I would like to introduce Joe. Please join in.
Thank you very much, Ganesh. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, and I say hello to all of your students watching right now. I hope everybody is doing well during the current situation. And yeah, here today we're going to have a discussion about Montford University. We're going to talk about the actual campus as a whole, the courses that we have on offer, and also about the aspects of the city of Leicester as well. So, of course, I'm one of the country managers for Nepal at Montford University, and the university itself is situated in the city of Leicester, which is very much an international city, very much a South Asian city as well. So you're going to come across lots of people from all over the world, and you're also going to have a place that might feel like a second home. There's lots of South Asian restaurants here. There's lots of South Asian cafes and eat outs as well. So it's a really nice place to be as well. Recently, it was voted in the top 3 cities in terms of affordability and quality of life for students. So it's a really safe, really kind of convenient environment for you to really strive in your studies and then go on to be successful in whatever you do. But then 97.3% of our students are actually in full-time employment or continued studies 6 months after graduation. So that's a really significant statistic for you, especially when you're considering which university to go to and what kind of graduate outcomes are you going to receive. So, for example, our placement team was actually recently voted the best in the UK. So that should really show to you that they are eligible and more than capable to support you throughout the whole process, from the start, the initial application, all the way to the end, and you getting a placement and then moving on with other things. So that's just a high-level summary there, and we're going to talk a lot more detail anyway during the presentation.
Sure. So just to let people know that if you're watching us live, if you have just joined in, we have a country manager for Nepal from Montford University, Leicester. As Joe mentioned, Leicester is one of the 10th biggest city in the UK, and lots of Asian and especially, a lot of Nepalese people, they live in Leicester as well. So we are just trying to bring a university where you can live in a way where with the Nepalese community, and also a place where it's reasonably cheap compared to London. In that sense, if you have any questions related to entry requirements, related to scholarship, please feel free to ask us in the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to answer it. For now, Joe, I think you will go ahead with a brief introduction of the university. Yeah, you can go ahead with your presentation.
Thank you very much, Ganesh. I'm just going to share my screen with you all now. I do believe there's a slight technical thing that I need to correct here. Just bear with me 2 seconds.
No problem. Sure. Take your time.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see now.
Basically, the presentation mode isn't working, so I'm going to keep it like this. It's still fine. So this slide here summarizes the university at a very high level. As I've already mentioned, we're based in the city of Leicester, which is a very centrally located city, and it's really only an hour and 30 minutes away from London. It's 40 minutes away from Birmingham, 30 minutes away from Nottingham. So it's really really good location, sorry, for you to be based in, to other cities. So we're at the university itself. We're a city centre based campus. We're 5 minutes away from the main shopping centre, and we're 10 minutes walk away from the train station as well. There's about 4 or 5 parks within close proximity of the university itself. So it's a really nice environment for you to be in. You know, we have on-campus accommodation. There's a library which is open 24 hours. There's a food court as well. So there's lots of things for you to do, and it's easy for you to get around from one building to another. And finally, there at the bottom, you can see the TEF Gold, which we were awarded by the UK government in 2017, which reflects our teaching excellence and also the postgraduate outcomes, which I've already explained. So 97.3% of our students are either in full-time employment or continued studies 6 months after graduation. Okay, so this slide here, you know, on this slide anyway, you can see a few photos of Leicester itself. So in the top left-hand corner, of course, is the Leicester City Football Club, which, as you know now, we won the Premier League in 2016 and have recently won the FA Cup. The bottom left-hand corner, you can see the statue of King Richard III. His remains were actually found about a 2-minute walk away from our campus, and now there's a museum commemorating his life. The top middle there, you can see the Bradgate Park. It's a beautiful, picturesque park, which is about a 20 to 30-minute drive away from our campus, and we have lots of other parks as well, as I've mentioned. There's a High Cross shopping centre, which is a 5-minute walk away from our campus, so you can do lots of shopping. You can go to restaurants, you can go to a crazy golf centre, a bowling alley, a climbing wall, and so on. So there's lots of things for you to do outside of your studies here in the city of Leicester. And on the right-hand side, you can see the National Space Centre. So this is a 10-minute walk away from our campus, and it's a really, if you're interested in space or aeronautics, you can of course visit the centre, and it's just a really good add-on to your experience here. Okay, so this slide here shows you the campus itself. So in the top left-hand corner, you can see the VJ Patel building, which is our art, design and humanities complex, which we spent £58 million renovating in recent years. So if you're interested in studying art, design, textiles, there's probably no better place to be studying it than here within the VJ Patel building. And you can see as well, there's lots of green spaces on campus. So it's a really picturesque environment for you to be in during the warmer months. The bottom left-hand corner, you can see the business and law faculty and the historic magazine, which is the old trading centre in the middle of the city. The top right-hand corner, you can see the Trinity House, and the bottom right-hand corner is the Hawthorne building, which is where our health and life science courses are taught. And this is basically the oldest building on campus. Okay, so this slide summarises all of the investments we've made in recent years. So as a whole, the complete campus transformation is £136 million. And of course, £58 million has been spent on renovating the art, design and architecture complex. And we've spent £8 million renovating the sports complex. So if there are any budding sports athletes out there watching right now, that could be a really good environment for you to hone your sports skills. We have a leisure centre as well on campus with a climbing wall, a gym, badminton courts and basketball courts. So there's lots of things for you to do whilst you're here. And here's a slide summarising the accommodation on campus. So just to clarify, all accommodation is guaranteed for international students. It's all on campus. You can either book university-owned accommodation or private accommodation. I guess, of course, the cost might vary, of course, with the university accommodation, because you've got to think about security and admin fees. Okay, so moving on to our faculties, you've got the Business and Law School. So on the left-hand side, you can see some of the courses that are available. So you've got the likes of marketing management, project management, international business and finance, business management and sport, and so on. And on the right-hand side, you can see some of the points as to some of the key features. So, for example, we have a Bloomberg trading system, which is linked to the Wall Street Stock Exchange. So for any, let's say, economics or accounting and finance students out there right now, it could be a good chance for you to hone your skills and practice it in a real life environment. And you can see as well some of the professional recognition and accreditation like CIM, ACCA, ABS, and so on. Okay, so moving on to the Leicester Castle Business School. So you can see some of the points there. I'm not going to read out every single point to you, but we have spent £4.2 million renovating the castle in recent years. So it's really should show to you that there's a great environment for you to thrive, especially if you want to do postgraduate business courses. So we've got the likes of Global MBA, which is an entry-level MBA, and you don't necessarily need to have experience. We've got, of course, project management. We've got business management and creative arts. We've got air transport management. The two program leaders for that course have 30 years experience in industry, and it could be a very interesting course for you. We are actually the only UK university to be teaching that course right now through our business school. Okay, so here's a photo of one of our lecturers and students in the Bloomberg trading system. Hopefully, at some point in the near future, we can welcome you here. Secondly, you've got the Computing, Engineering and Media School. On the left-hand side are some of the courses available. So you've got the likes of aeronautical engineering, cybersecurity, data analytics, software engineering as well. All of the, let's say, cybersecurity and computer-related courses are developed in conjunction with industry experts such as Deloitte, Airbus, Rolls-Royce. And another kind of key note is that you know, the research team was have actually been voted in the top 1% according to Shanghai World Rankings 2020. So that should really show to you how developed our computing courses are in terms of research, and how well, let's say, you're likely, sorry, how much you're likely to learn whilst you're here. And I guess for you, you're going to be taught by the best academics in the field. So that's a really good note there, especially when you're considering studying here. As well, the cybersecurity and cyber technology courses have recently been awarded recognition and accreditation by the UK government. So that's really significant for you as a prospective student. Okay, so here's a photo of the Queen's Building itself. So this is where our computing, engineering and media courses are taught to the whole. As you can see, there's lots of space to honour social distancing, and there's breakout areas for you to hang out with your friends as well. Here's a slide with some of our engineering students. Of course, each year our mechanical engineering students get a chance to make and build a racing car. So that's really exciting, and I guess it just gives you a chance there just to see the workshop itself. In addition to this, we actually do have a green screen room for any prospective media students. So if you want to study, you know, digital effects or, you know, international media, investigative journalism, and so on, that could be a good option for you. Here's a photo of a couple of our students studying computer games production. And here's a slide for our health and life science faculty. So on the left-hand side, you can see some of the courses available, including pharmaceutical quality by design, advanced biomedical sciences, nutrition, psychology, and so on. We have actually been teaching pharmacy at DMU for over 100 years now. I guess that should really show to you where our area of expertise lies. Okay, so here's a slide where you can see a couple of our pharmacy students. And moving on to the art and design faculty, on the left-hand side, you can see the courses again that are available. And we've already discussed that we are very much well known for our art and design courses. You know, we spent 58 million renovating the faculty in recent years. And in addition to this, we were actually founded as an art school many years ago. So that's really where our expertise lies. As well, you've got design, innovation, MA, you've got fashion management with marketing, product design, international urban design. So there's plenty of courses for you to consider. But then one thing that you need to remember is that you need to have a portfolio for a lot of the design related courses. So of course, please do speak to Ganesh and his team at Uniladder, one of our trusted partners in Nepal, and they can help you, move forward with the portfolio further. Okay, so here's a photo from within inside the art and design faculty. I think the stairs could be reminiscent of the Harry Potter franchise, but unfortunately the stairs don't move like the film. But you can see again that there's plenty of space to honour social distancing. We have a centre for English language learning in here as well, so you can do pre-sessional English courses. Right now they're online, but hopefully once everything calms down, they can be introduced. You can do in-sessional English classes as well to help you with your academic writing skills and so on. Okay, so here's a photo of our food court. Again, as you can see, it's very open plan. There's lots of opportunities to honour social distancing. And I guess a really good thing for you is that you don't need to go home or go into town to get food. You can literally go into the food court. You can order pre-cooked food. The meal deal is around £5 to £6. It's really quite a nice environment for you as well. And I guess within the era of COVID, you can still go to the food court in your bubble with the social distancing rules applied. Okay, so here's a slide of our Nepali Society. You can see some photos here. So there is a community of Nepalese students on campus, so it should make you feel welcome whilst you're here. And yeah, hopefully as we go on, we can build that up with you, and we wish you here. We wish you a happy welcome. Here's a slide as well. You can see a photo, sorry, of our Diwali celebrations. So year on year, outside of India, we have the biggest Diwali celebrations in Leicester. I do believe in the year 2019, we actually had around 42,000 visitors. So that should really show to you that we are pretty much a South Asian city. It's a home away from home here for you as well. And this, the road where the celebrations take part is actually called the Golden Mile. So this is where we have a range of South Asian cafes, restaurants, and so on. So it's a really nice place to visit, and of course, I would advise you to go there when you come here. So moving on to the TEF Gold slide. So I mentioned at the start of the presentation, we were awarded TEF Gold by the UK government in 2017. And this slide here just summarises some of the key points. So DMU is actually the highest rated gold institution for numbers of graduates in highly skilled employment. DMU is also the #1 university for numbers of Black, Asian and minority ethnic students in highly skilled employment. So that should really show to you that we do have the foundations in place, and we have the staff members on campus to help you thrive and succeed whilst you're here. If you're ever struggling with anything, they can help you, and if you ever need any help, support with academics as well, that's there for you. And yeah, so I'm not going to talk about every single slide, as I'm aware you can cover them. But yeah, so moving on to the date testing. So we actually have our own internal online English test here at Montford University. So if you don't have an IELTS or TOEFL or Cambridge English, our date test could be a good alternative for you. So it is actually free of charge. It's UKVI accredited and will count towards your CAS. So that's really quite good for you, and a good option as well. So if you are interested in taking the date test, please do apply. Contact Ganesh and his team at Uniladder, and we can book you in for an English test as soon as possible. The test is split into 2 days. So day 1, you'll have the reading and writing, and then day 2 is a combined speaking and listening test. So it's very similar to IELTS, but it's a lot more manageable as it's split into 2 days. So once you've taken the test, we'll send you the result within 5 working days, 5 to 7 working days to be precise. And it will count towards your offer letter and your CAS. In terms of the pre-sessional English courses, they are all being ran online right now because of the current situation. But if you would like to take that, in the future, please do consult with us, and we'll move it forward with Ganesh and his team as well. Okay, so this slide here summarizes all of the options for you in terms of placement opportunities. So just to clarify, for all undergraduate students, they do have the option of taking our placement out, or taking a placement year. So this will take place after the 2nd year, and it's as we've mentioned, our placement department is the best in the UK. For the postgraduate courses, we don't have an explicit placement opportunity, but we have individual-led projects which act in a very similar way to internships. So say, for example, we have what we call the Executive Company Project. And this is basically where we pair you up with a local or national company, and you'll work with them for over 3 months. So they might say to you, okay, I want you to develop a website. I want you to develop a marketing campaign or e-commerce task for me. And then you will work with them for those 3 months. You'll gain the necessary skills, you'll build up a relationship, and who knows, with a new post-study work visa, which guarantees you 2 years postgraduate work opportunities, unsponsored as well, which is great. Who knows, if you set a good example with that company, you might go on to work for them in the future. Okay, so this slide here is all about being inspired by industry. So it summarizes the accreditations and also the partnerships. So on the left-hand side, you can see the likes of RIBA, TIMA, General Pharmaceutical Council, IET, and so on. We have 170 courses which are accredited by professional bodies. I won't list every single one, but you get the idea. And I guess if you do want more information about those accreditations, please do consult with Ganesh and his team at Uniladder, and they can help you move this forward further. But on the right-hand side, you can see some of the partnerships that we have. So we have a very close relationship with the United Nations, Channel 4, Airbus, NHS, IBM, Leicester City. So there's plenty of opportunities for you there. And I guess quite a lot of the courses are developed with industry insight. So that's quite a niche thing for you. And this slide as well just is a follow-on, shows you some of the other partnerships that we have. Of course, NHS, Next, the big clothing company, which is based in Leicester. And many of our graduates have gone on to work there in the past. We've got Amazon, which has a processing centre in Leicestershire, and others like Bupa, Red Bull, Goldsmiths, BBC, and IBM. This slide here summarizes some of shows you some of the placement boards outside of the offices. So yeah, you can see them all here. You've got the placement hunt, you've got my placement experience, you've got CV guides, applications, face-to-face interviews, and so on. And then here is the DMU Global Initiative that we have at Montford. So this is basically where we encourage all of our students to combine their studies with international experience. It's all about encouraging you to get out there into the world, learn about new cultures, learn different languages, and really just expose yourself to a wider world out there. So in the past, we've been to the likes of New York. Actually 2019, we went to New York, and just over 1,000 of our students went. So it was a really great experience. The trip itself was subsidized by the university, so it cost around £500. And you can see the mechanical engineering students went to the Grand Central Station. They got a chance to see how it was built and how it's maintained day by day. At the bottom left-hand corner, you can see the journalism and media students at the NBC studios. Right-hand corner there is the United Nations. They got a chance to speak to key speakers. They got a chance to understand how it's ran on a daily basis as well. So that in itself is quite a unique experience for you, because you can reference this in your interviews. You can take it away for your own personal development as well. It's always going to be there. And then the bottom right-hand corner, you can see the game art design students on the High Line. So again, just a great experience. And just to give you a bit of a foresight, students did go on and go shopping and eating burgers and hot dogs. So it was a complete experience. Okay, so this slide here summarizes the benefits for our international students. So on arrival, you have the free airport pickup. Then you'll have the International Welcome Week, which normally takes place twice a year. And it's a really great chance for you to make new friends, really feel settled whilst you're here in Leicester and studying at De Montfort. And then thirdly, you've got the buddy scheme. This is an opportunity to make new local and international friends. You'll get to know each other on a personal basis, and they can help you familiarize yourself and feel settled in whilst you're here. And then finally, you've got the free English access, to the free English classes. So I mentioned it earlier, but you can actually take classes that can help for your essay writing and exam writing. And as well, we do offer free foreign language classes. So for example, learning Mandarin in our Confucius Center, learning Japanese, French, Spanish, Arabic, and so on. So there's a really great opportunity for you there, just to broaden your horizons and try new things. Okay, so here is a slide about all of our scholarships. So first of all, we've got the £500 early deposit discount. The deadline for this is actually on the 31st of July. So as soon as you do get your, let's say, offer letter and pass the precast assessment, we would advise that you pay that deposit as soon as you can. So now we've removed the requirement. So you only need an offer letter to secure your precast assessment. So once you pass that precast assessment, hopefully, we would then encourage you to make the £4,000 deposit payment to secure your place, and also so that we can apply a scholarship for you. As well, we have the international scholarship, so £1,500. So all in all, that's £2,000 for you. And we would just advise that as soon as you get an offer letter and as soon as you pass your precast assessment, that you pay your deposit as soon as possible, because they are on a first come, first served basis. We have other scholarships, such as a sports scholarship, which could lead to £4,000 off your tuition fee, or £2,000 towards equipment, strength and conditioning, and so on. We've got the Global MBA scholarship of £2,500, postgraduate merit scholarship as well. So there are opportunities there for you. If you would like to find out more information, please do consult with Ganesh and his team, and they can help you move this further forward. Okay, this slide here basically summarizes the how to apply to the Montford University and the documents which we require. So of course, the biggest thing for you, as long as you meet the grades, which I'm sure you will, and I guess Ganesh can break down the specifics with you, but just to summarize, actually, the requirement for undergraduate students for HSC is between 60 to 70%, and the study gap from high school to undergraduate needs to be 2 years, in line with UKVI guidance. And then from UG to PG, the gap is 5 years, and you need a minimum 2.8 out of 4 or 3 out of 5 for your GCPA. So that should help there. Again, if you want a better breakdown or more of a breakdown, you can speak to Ganesh and his team. And if you'd like to email him, and we can work on that in the background. But a really key thing for your application is your personal statement. So you really need to show yourself off. You really need to make it detailed, explain what you've done in the past, what you can do going forward. If you have a study gap of maximum 5 years, explain what you've been doing throughout that study gap. Have you been working? Have you been interning, and so on? So that itself is really, really important for you to note there. And then, as soon as you get a conditional offer letter, we can book you in for a precast assessment, and then we'd encourage you to pay your deposit, minimum £4,000, and then we'll move forward with the CAS issuance. Okay, so that brings an end to the presentation. I tried to keep it as high level as possible, but if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'm more than happy to help.
Thank you, Joe, for such a nice presentation. So those who are watching us live, if you have any questions in particular regarding scholarships or regarding the entry requirements, I believe you might have got answers if you have just tuned in. And if you're still wondering for those kind of questions in your mind, please feel free to get in touch. Today we are here with Joe. Joe, just a personal question. I'm just trying to ask you. You've been to Nepal, right?
Yeah, I've been to Nepal before. I went in 2013 now.
How many times you have been there?
Only the once, but I had a very great time, and I'm very much looking forward to going there again in the not too distant future. Maybe having dalbat or momos and some very delicious food in Nepal.
Sure, definitely, we'll be there welcoming you. So guys, we are just talking about the Montford University as one of our webinar here. We're trying to explore university in terms of, like, as Joe mentioned, it's one of the well-reputed university with gold rating. They have a teaching excellence and a variety of options in terms of subjects availability, and also a university which is in a very popular place, Leicester. As I said, a lot of Nepalese live there. Especially, there are a lot of Nepalese studying at Montford University. Those who were born and brought up here, or especially from the Gurkhas background, their kids are studying there at Montford University, and there is a big Nepali society. And as Joe mentioned, you won't feel away from home, away from home. You'll be there once you join Montford University. We have been exclusively promoting universities based in London, but now you can see we are bringing a university which is outside London for a number of reasons. It's because of its location, because of its rating, its goal rating, and also a number of options in terms of job prospects for international students, especially from Nepal. Once you come here, once you finish your degree, as Joe mentioned, the companies available in the Leicester City, you're likely to get in there as well. So if you intend to study for this September intake, the deadline hasn't passed yet, and we are still making applications for September intake. As you have known that a lot of universities have already closed their intake, and you may not get in for September. And if you miss it, you're likely to end up coming for the next year, September. So without any further delay, I will recommend and request you to get in touch with us, and we'll be more than happy to check your assess your documents and let you know whether you'll be accepted by the university or not. And also we'll be telling you all in detail whether a particular course, whether a particular university is perfect for you in terms of your academic aspirations and what you intend to do in future. I can see we have a few questions here, and if you have those who are watching us live, and if you have any questions in your mind, please feel free to ask us in the comment section. We'll be more than happy to take those questions on board. You can see a comment here. So we got a comment from YouTube. What's the university's plan for students coming for September? Is the university arranging accommodation or anything for students so that they don't have to pay heavy quarantine fee? Joe, it's up to you.
My mic was muted there, so it's a really good question. Thank you for answering that. So just to clarify, we're not arranging or waiving any quarantine fees, so you would have to arrange that for yourself as of right now. But I guess the crucial thing for you to, let's say, come to terms with when you're making your decision is that studying abroad is an investment in your future. Don't just make your decision based on if one university is offering this amount of money or this amount of money. So really look at the bigger picture. So look at the graduate outcome. So at Montford University, 97.3% of our students are either in full-time employment or continued studies. As well, the city of Leicester is very international. So it's really going to be a great chance for you to make new connections, meet new friends, and really get out there. And I guess the fact that we have a on-campus, city campus environment, it's really easy for you to get around. So you're not going to be wasting time going from one building to another like you might, let's say, in London or Birmingham. So that's a really good opportunity for you there, and hopefully that clarifies your query.
All right, thank you, Joe, and thank you, Angry Flames from YouTube asking for this question. I've got another question here. I think Narendra Saha is trying to ask us, hello, sir, what was the entry requirement for master's program? Probably he missed it. So he's asking the entry requirements for master's degree.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. So it's 2.8 out of 4 or 3 out of 5 GCPA. So if you do meet the requirements, please do consult with Ganesh, and he can help you move it forward further.
Sure. We've got another question from Sabita Balami, who is asking us, what are the PhD level courses available in this university and fees as well, please?
Okay, so with regards to PhD opportunities, it's a little bit different. So I guess if you are interested in studying a PhD course here, please do speak to Ganesh first of all, and he can break down that you need to, of course, provide a research proposal, and you need English language evidence beforehand. But in terms of the fees, it depends which course you are applying to.
Okay, and also Joe, just a quick question that came in my mind is, I mean, unlike bachelor's and master's, a PSD admission is not a straightforward process. So what I would recommend is, for those students watching us live and who intend to study or do a research at one point, you need to prepare everything at least 6 months in advance and come up with your proposal and try to find a supervisor. So how long does that process get in at the Montford?
So all in all, the process can take, I'd say, allow maybe 3 months, because first of all, you need to, of course, make your research proposal and also speak to the program leader. So you need to build up that relationship with them. So it could take 3 months, it could take 6 months. It depends on how developed your research proposal is. And you also do need to provide English language evidence before you even apply to one of our PhD programs. So if you are interested in studying research, that could be an option for you for the January intake. So of course, do speak to Ganesh and his team. They can move it forward further for you now.
Sure. I hope that answers her query. We got another question here. Hello, sir. Greetings of the day. Do you have hotel management course for masters?
So we don't have a specific hotel management course for masters. We do have what we call cultural events management. So it shares a lot of different modules and of what you would expect in a hotel management course. So that is a really good option for you to explore. So maybe again, speak to Ganesh and his team, and they can break that down for you. As well with that particular course, you'll also learn about events management. So that'll be another string to your bow, especially if you've already studied hotel management undergraduate. You'll have a string to your bow for events management.
All right. Okay. I think this is not to extent related to the university, but will you please tell me about the situation of the UK? I think we are in a very better position, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, much better position now. Of course, we've been out of lockdown now for many months. And of course, the last restrictions are going to be relaxed towards the end of this month. So that's really positive news. The majority of the population have been vaccinated as well. So that's really, it gives us confidence going forward. Our campus is open. So our art and design and also engineering students are on campus. The library's open as well. So students are there. Students are getting on with their courses in a socially distanced environment. We've got the COVID app as well, which they need to scan into in each building. And they need to wear masks as well. So that's a really, really good note there. So if there are any students watching right now, and if you are thinking about studying in the UK, we would recommend applying as soon as you can.
Definitely. And in addition to that, what I would say is, like, if you watched the Euro Cup, you would have realized like more than 60,000 viewers are there in the stadium watching a live match. So that shows that UK is likely to open in full from 19th of July. That's what the government fourth plan is. So it looks like at a majority, what it looks like is lockdown will be fully lifted, and these classes will be running. Physical classes will be running from September.
Yeah, definitely. So that is the plan right now. So physical classes will be open for students. So that's really positive news. And you've got to think as well, this whole let's say last 15 months has given us preparation. So we're prepared now. We've got the systems in place to honour social distancing, to ensure that students feel safe and secure. As well, we actually do have a GP surgery and a hospital on campus. So that's a great thing for students, just to reassure you that things are fine. And yeah, that's
yeah. And also, I think the other kind of assurance is like every adults are getting vaccinated. Like, you're likely to get your vaccine if you haven't in your especially from Nepal, the vaccine intake is quite low. So there is no discrimination in terms of international students and locals and EU. So you're likely to get in as soon as you're here. that's a positive thing as well to consider.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just follow on from that. I guess, yeah, as an international student, as long as you pay your NHS surcharge, you will then be eligible to have the COVID jab. So that's really positive.
All right, we got another question here. Sir, asking after 4 or 5 years, will there be masters in veterinary stream in the Montford?
That's a very interesting question. It's a question I don't have the answer to right now, but who knows? Watch this space. But as of right now, we do not offer that course at Montford University.
All right. Sandesh Bastola is asking us a question. What about the placement after graduating in bachelor's course of IT?
So if you're planning on studying an IT-related undergraduate degree here, you do have the option of taking a placement year after your second year. So that could be a great chance for you to get some experience, first-hand work experience. And then once you graduate, I guess the world's your oyster. Let's be cliche there. The world's your oyster now that we have the post-study work visa. You guarantee you 2 years post-study work visa. So that's a really good opportunity for you to then approach some of the big or small companies and really show to them the value that you can offer. Just to remind yourself and anybody else watching right now, our employability success rate is 97.3%. So that should really show to you how positive and good our postgraduate outcomes are.
Definitely, and also, I don't know. We are having a problem with the vibration, a little bit of vibration coming in terms of sound. Sorry, there might be a technical error, but again, what the students need to think is, if you're really interested in studying in a peace location, let's say, not in a very crowded location as London. I mean, London is too hectic sometimes. I mean, it is so crowded, and then it might be too hectic for an international student, and especially those who haven't lived in big cities in Nepal. You might feel a terrible experience. You might have a terrible experience. But I think in Leicester, to some extent, and that would be manageable. And I would highly recommend. De Montfort University as a gold-rated university. We would highly recommend a university like De Montfort. So please, if you intend to study in September or even in January, please feel free to get in touch. Explore the courses available at De Montfort University in Leicester, and let us know which courses you're interested in. Probably we can assess your application, and then we can just have a one-to-one counseling session, and then we can process your application directly. The other question I have here is, I heard the news today that third stage of COVID pandemic is started in England. So it is good for international student to come in for September, whether it's good or not. Okay, Sharad Raj is asking, is more concerned about the pandemic situation here in England. So what's your take on it, Joe?
So I guess just to kind of quickly summarize it, I mean, similar to what we said just then, I mean, the situation as a whole is a lot better than what it has been. Lots of people have been, vaccinated. And I guess the majority of people now that are getting those cases are younger individuals. So although cases are increasing, hospital admissions aren't following that same trend. So things are still well here. And I guess as it's seasonal, in the summer months right now, things will be fine. And I guess, we just got to kind of focus on the here and now. If you are planning on studying here at De Montfort for the September intake, please do apply as soon as you can, and we can move it forward further, get your offer letter, book you in for a precast assessment, encourage you to pay your deposit, and so on.
Definitely. We have Ashish Devkota from Facebook is asking us, can we apply for Jan intake, or it's closed in event management, or have to wait for next year September intake? I can't apply September intake because I'm waiting for my bachelor's exam results.
Okay, so you can actually apply for the January intake right now, but just to manage your expectations, of course, the focus right now is September. So if you apply, we could get you onto the system. you've got to understand that it could take a little while or a little longer than normal to get the offer letter because the focus is on September. But just
obviously, Asis, if you're watching.
Sorry, Ganesh, I think there was a little bit of a lag there, but just to add on that, if you are considering the January intake, it is a good option for you as well, because there's the main focus is on postgraduate study, so that could be a viable option for you as well.
Definitely, Asis, if you're watching, if you're still watching there, please feel free to get in touch. With your existing bachelor's degree certificate, we should be able to get a conditional offer letter. With the existing, you may not have got your final results yet, but with your existing scores, we should be able to get a conditional. And then once you get your full results, we should go for unconditional. So, guys, if you have just tuned in, it's our pleasure to bring D. Montford University Leicester and the country manager for D. Montford University Leicester, Joe, is here with us, taking your questions, and gave us an excellent presentation how good D. Montford University is all about. And in addition to that, as I mentioned earlier, D. Montford is one of the university which we promote as a unilateral consultancy. If you have been following us, we primarily focus on London-based universities. Now we are thinking of going beyond London and trying to explore the universities which are at a good location, reasonable price, and good rated in terms of teaching excellence. So D. Montford University is a gold-rated university. You can go to their website, check the courses available, check the facilities, and see where you can fit in, and then you can get in touch with us. I've got another question here from Santosh Bohra, who is asking, I'm interested in applied science. Which subject is good for chemistry background for master's program?
Okay, that's a really good question there. I guess what you could do is maybe as well speak to Ganesh and his team about this, and we can break it down in a little bit more detail. But at a high level, you've got the pharmaceutical quality by design. That could be a good option. There's a strong focus there on some chemistry elements. But yeah, if you wanted a more solid breakdown, of course, speak to Ganesh and the team at Uniladder, and they can go away and consult you with that. But yeah, the general pharmaceutical quality by design, the pharmaceutical quality by design course could be the one for you.
Definitely. We got another question here. Ram Naresh Chaudhary. Hello, sir. Can you please tell about PG in project management in your university? Joe, do you remember, does university offer project management?
So we do offer a postgraduate project management course. So that is an option for you. So if you are interested in applying, do submit your application as soon as you can.
Right, as mentioned earlier, you must get 2.8 out of 4 or 3 out of 5 to get in at D. Montford for the master's degree programs. So please let us know where you fit in, and I will be more than happy to discuss that in detail. Guys, if you're just tuned in, we are live with D. Montford University Leicester, and we are taking your questions. Please feel free to ask us in the comment sections, and then we will be taking questions from there. All right, we got another question from Sandesh Bastola. Did the universities UK get the students' passport in blacklist for not going to that university after getting offer letter? No, it doesn't happen like that. What it means is, Joe, I mean, if the student gets an offer letter and if they don't go to that particular university, is there chances of getting blacklisted? That doesn't happen.
No, I've even heard of that before. So no, it's not. No.
No. Maybe there might be some cases where some people might be threatening and say that, okay, you must go there, otherwise you might be in trouble. No, Sandesh, you can be assured that that won't be the case. All right, Ashish Devkota, thank you for your kind information. Thank you again. I think his question was answered earlier. All right, Grishma Logun is here from YouTube. She's asking, hello, good evening. I've completed MBS in Nepal in second division and percentage is 52 with major account subjects. So am I eligible to study MSc accounting and finance there without replacement?
Okay, so if you've already completed a master's degree in your home country, we're not actually considering such applicants in line with UKVI recommendations. So I'm afraid that we wouldn't be able to consider your application any further.
Thank you, Joe, for the clarification. We got Suman Shigdal. Can we still apply for September intake? Is it possible for September intake?
Yeah, Joe? Definitely, yeah. So there's still time for you to apply. So if you are considering, what I would recommend though is doing it as soon as you can. The actual deadline will be towards the end of August, but please do apply as soon as you can if you're interested.
And also, what I would like to stress is the Montford University is offering an internal test, English test, which is equally validated by the UKVI, and that can be used in terms of like, I mean, some cases where you would definitely need IELTS. In such cases, especially, I think there is a partial lockdown restriction in Nepal, so the IELTS test center might not open, or you may not have easy access to those test centers. In such cases, we can book you in. Joe, just wondering, is there a cost involved in it?
A cost involved with
the English test?
So no, the English test is completely free of charge. It's UKVI accredited as well, so it counts towards your offer letter and your CAS.
All right. So the best thing is Montford is still open for September intake. The second thing is, if you feel that if your interview requirement meets in accept the English language, you can still apply, and the English test will be done so that you can meet full interview requirement. All right. So the other question we have is Masters in Structural Engineering course available. Others Podil is asking us whether the Masters in Structural Engineering course is available or not.
So we don't have that particular course available here at Montford University.
Okay. All right. I think to some extent we have covered most of the questions asked by our viewers. We can see still 29 people are watching us live. If you have any questions related to study in the UK, and particular for Montford University, please you can just drop your comment in the comment section. We'll be more than happy to explore and then let you know the options available for you. We got a comment from Kimod Pokrail who is asking us, what about PSD fees? Do you have DBA, Doctorate in Business Administration?
Yeah, so we do offer DBA at Montford University. So that could be a really good option for you. And I guess, as we kind of alluded to earlier, please do speak to Ganesh and his team, and they can help you move forward with your application. Of course, there's a different route to the main direct route, but you need to provide a research proposal, English language evidence as well, even before you apply. And then, of course, allow yourself 3 to 6 months for the whole application process.
So has there been any cases where the student has directly been able to get in for DBA from Nepal?
Not as of yet for the specific DBA course, but hopefully in the not too distant future, we can welcome such students here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as we mentioned earlier, if you're looking for research degrees, then you must come up with a proposal and then find a suitable supervisor who will be ready to supervise you for a period of your study. So in that sense, at least 3 to 6 months is a time frame which you need to allow us so that we can fit you in. So if you are thinking for PSD or thinking for your DBA application, then please allow us time and get in touch with us so that we can plan ahead accordingly, So I think what's the fee structure of project management, and is it available for Jan intake?
Yeah, so it is available for the January intake as well. And I guess what's really good for the January intake is that you do have the option of choosing a 15-month course, so it'll allow you a little bit more time to settle in here and whatnot. So the course itself is actually £14,600. So it's really good value for you, and I guess with the scholarships as well, that will hopefully be reduced to down by £2,000 to £12,600.
That's reasonably, I think that's a very reasonable cost for a master's degree with a duration of 15 months. And as per UKVI, you'll be getting a visa for 19 months. So basically, I think that would be a good investment. And again, in 12 to 13,000 pound, roughly around 14,000 pound, you'll be able to finish your master's degree within a year, or within 15 months for some courses. So again, especially for PG applicants, we are more focused towards the postgraduate opportunity, where the government has already introduced the graduate immigration route. So I believe you would be able to work for 2 years full time. You'll not only make money, you'll be making a good career, you'll be learning new kind of skills. So that will leverage your position in the market for a very long time. So academic for a year, 2 years of experience, probably that will leverage for 20 years ahead. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, there's plenty of good opportunities for you here at De Montfort University. And I guess with that particular project management course, it will really give you the opportunity to, really get your head down and study hard there.
Definitely. We've got Nanda Ketharu, who is asking us, what could be the possibility of admission in data science in September intake? I've already completed a bachelor's in physics and master's in statistics.
So with regards to that question, thanks for raising that, Nanda. Basically, we're not considering any second master's applicants for the September intake, with in line with UKVI recommendations.
Okay, Nanda, I hope you got answer to your query. Sabita is asking us, what about MSc accounting and finance fees? I think that's the similar.
Yeah, it'd be very similar to the project management course with regards to, let's say, specifics of that particular course, the MSc. You're looking at spending £14,600. So just to summarise, the average fees at DMU are actually a lot more affordable than other universities, especially here in Leicester. But yeah, just would say, if you are considering any other courses or would like to find out more about the course fees there, please do consult with Ganesh and his team, and they can break it down for you, because our website is really good. So you can look at it there and really get to the nitty-gritty of certain things.
So I think there might be some students wondering about the time frame of the overall application. So how long do they need to wait in terms of getting an offer letter, Joe?
So during normal times, during the quieter periods, it can take a week to 2 weeks. And I would say, I guess, the situation right now, how we're really inundated with applications, I'd say around 2 weeks, two to 2.5 weeks there. So that's a really, it's still a good turnaround considering the demand right now. But I would just say, if you are considering studying, please do apply as soon as you can, and we can hopefully move that further forward for you.
So does that mean if someone holds an offer letter, let's say an unconditional offer letter, will their seat be guaranteed, or will there be a time frame where they need to make a payment?
Yeah, so as soon as a student gets a conditional or unconditional offer letter, we would recommend booking a pre-CAS assessment, and then of course you would need to pay £4,000 deposit there as well. So then as soon as you pay the £4,000 deposit, we can then request the financial documents and so on to move forward with your CAS.
So £4,000 would be the minimum deposit requirement to get a CAS letter.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So what, £4,000 is the minimum deposit in order for for students to secure their place, potentially get a scholarship as well. And then, of course, we would request for additional financial documents, such as the bank statement, where you need to have the relevant funds matured for at least 28 days. Of course, we need the letter of consent as well from the NOC, and your precast assessment outcome email. So things like that, and then we can move it forward.
All right. So is there any PG course after B Pharma? If there, what would be the fee structure? Suraj Gupta is asking us this question.
So with regards to our pharmacy-related courses, we do have the likes of pharmaceutical quality by design, pharmaceutical biotechnology, and pharmaceutical cosmetics. So there's 3 main courses there that are related to postgraduate pharmacy courses. And again, the fees can vary from around £14,000 to £16,000. So do consult with that is for the courses in general, not just pharmacy courses. So it can vary from £14,000 to £17,000. So for anyone else watching right now that might have any queries about other course fees, that summarizes it there for you. But I guess, Suraj, in your situation, please do speak to Ganesh and his team, and they can help you move things further forward.
Definitely. Thank you, Suraj, for asking your question. We got Slok Shrestha here. Study hours for Masters in Data Science. The normal tentative study hours in a week probably is trying to ask us. Do you have any clue about that?
Okay, so with regards to the exacts, I don't have that on me right now, but what we can do is maybe you can ask Ganesh a question, and then he can help,
I think it's tentative.
In the background. Yeah, in the background. Sorry, in the background, Ganesh and I can then move forward with the relevant faculty and then ask them the query for you. So I don't want to give you any specifics right now, so I don't know off by heart, but we can look into that.
So, I mean, what happens here is for most of the majority of the master's degree, the class hours might be 18 to 25, but you're expected to study more than 35 hours a week at your home. So self-study is important than your study hours in a university. So I think you need to think that way. I think I've got another question here. Harshina Rai is asking, hello, good evening. I've completed my bachelor's degree in social work and I want to pursue master's degree and master's in social work. Will you tell about this course and university? How can I apply?
Sure, just bear with me 2 seconds, okay? So yeah, we actually do offer social work MA. So I guess if you would like to find out more information about that, we can share the relevant link with you as well. But yeah, so with this course in particular, it's a 2-year full-time course, and the course fee is £15,100 there. So if you are interested in moving forward with your application, please do consult with Ganesh and his team at Uniladder, and they can help you move that further forward.
So, Joe, the problem in Nepal is most of the social work degrees in their bachelor's level, they just last for 3 years in Nepal. So, what could be done about it? Can we go through the Oxford International route, or
so if that's the case for social work, if that's the case for social work students, sorry there, it would be on a case-by-case basis. So again, it kind of would depend as well on your overall picture. So, for example, what have you done in the past? What experience do you have, and so on.
Sure. Harshina, please feel free to get in touch with me. I've just there's a number scroll there in this live feed, and then we can probably explore that. If you have 4 years bachelor's degree and more than 2.8 out of 4, you're likely to get in. But for a 3 years bachelor's degree from Nepal, as Joe mentioned, it would be on a case-by-case basis. So we would definitely need to work on it. There is another question from Ganesh Dahal, who is asking, do you accept for MPhil, research, or need to apply for direct PhD? Does it require proposal for research, MPhil if you accept for MPhil? I think we did answer this question
Yeah,
earlier.
we clarified that earlier, yeah, as well, yeah. So again, just if you do have that, if you want to find out more about PhD, of course, speak to Ganesh and his team, and they can help move things further forward.
Sure. Right. I can see a few more comments here. I'm just trying to take it on board, but I believe I will be able to answer this question. Kalpana Lama is asking us, hello, good evening, sir. I've completed my master's in education. Can I apply for any master's course? Just trying to get in for second master. Unfortunately, Montford will not be entertaining any second master's courses. So that's the position of Montford, isn't it, Joe?
That's correct, yeah. So we wouldn't be considering such applicants for the September intake and January intake.
All right, okay. So I think we are towards the end of our live presentation. We have already gone live for an hour now. All right, we got a question here from Hitman, who is asking us why university rank dropped down so sharply in the league table of 2022, complete university guide than 2021.
Oh, that's a so I wouldn't be able to answer that particular question in that regard. But what I would just recommend is just look at the bigger picture. I guess that's kind of been and gone. It's in the past, and now we're kind of the university is really doing well, and there's plenty of opportunities for you as well. Whilst you're here, 97.3% of our students are either in full-time employment or continued studies after graduation. The city of Leicester. So it's all about the bigger picture in that sense, the quality of teaching from your academics, and so on.
Definitely. I think we have covered most of the questions asked by our viewers. Guys, if you have just tuned in, please feel free to ask us question. And as Montford University is still accepting applications for September intake, we'll be more than happy to take you on board. Feel free to get in touch with us directly so that we can assess your application and give you an overview of what can be done about your application. So I think to some extent, I think we have covered almost all components of this webinar. Joe, do you have anything in particular?
Yeah, well, thank you for hosting the session, Ganesh. Of course, it's a pleasure working with you and your team at Uniladder, and it's been great chatting to all of the students. And thank you for their questions. If you are considering studying at Montford University, please do apply as soon as you can, and of course we'll move things forward further for you. And of course, the sooner that you apply, the sooner we can produce your offer letter, get the deposit. Moving forward as well. So please, that's what I would say there as well. Consider the bigger picture when you're thinking of studying here as well. So just speak to Ganesh and his team at Uniladder Consultancy, and we can help move that further forward.
Definitely, and again, it's our pleasure to have you on this webinar and have a detailed information about the university and overview. Thank you so much, Joe, for your input, and we look forward to working together. For now, I will end the live stream. So if you have any questions in your mind, please feel free to get in touch via WhatsApp, Viber. You can email us. You can go to our website and check our details. And I can see a comment there, but let's take the last comment and then wrap up this. So Shiju Thapa is asking us, good evening, sir. May I know, please, what is the entry requirement for Masters in Education?
Yeah, so it's kind of across the board. We spoke about the requirements earlier. So for example, with a Masters in Education, you would need a minimum 2.8 out of 4 or 3 out of 5. And if you would like to move forward with your application, of course, please do speak to Ganesh and his team, and they can help you further with that.
No problem. I think it's time to end the live stream. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Ganesh.
I'll see you soon.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Take care. See you later.